What's up guys, my name's Brandon and today I'm going to be showing you how to update to Apple's latest major iOS release, iOS 15. So in this video, I'll be showing you some important tips that you need to know before updating your iPhone, iPad, or iPod Touch to iOS or iPadOS 15. And if you guys want to see all of the new features included in iOS 15, I will have that video linked up in the cards and down in the description below. It's a long one because iOS 15 adds a lot of new changes. All right, so let's go ahead and get into the tips that you want to follow before updating to iOS 15. So the first thing is to make sure your device is compatible. And this is very simple to figure out. If you have iOS 14 right now, you can update to iOS 15. So now that you know you can update to iOS 15, we need to go into our settings and remove the beta profile if we have that installed. So mine is in settings, general, and then wherever your device management is, you will see the configuration profile for your iOS 15 betas. So if you don't want to receive betas anymore, just go ahead and remove this profile. But if you want to get betas in the future, then you can keep this enabled, but most people probably do not want to run betas anymore once the official version comes out. So when you remove this, that means you'll only be getting the final releases in the future and no more betas to update to. Now we also want to make a backup of our data. So this is probably the most important step in this video. So if we go to our settings and go to the iCloud section right here, and then to iCloud, you want to make sure to go to iCloud backup right here and make sure that's turned on and back up your device. It doesn't matter if it shows that it was updated or just, backed up last night. You want to do one right now, right before you update to iOS 15. And you also want to make sure to go back to this page right here and select off everything that you want to be included in that backup. So if you want to keep all your text messages, your Safari data, all of that, you want to go ahead and toggle these on so that they are all included in your iCloud backup. And if you don't have enough storage space in your iCloud to make a full backup of your device, I would just go into manage storage right here and maybe delete some old backups. So once this loads up, you can see we have a backup section right here. Mine is almost 50 gigabytes. So yours obviously will not be that large, but if you go into here, you could see old backups, and maybe it's devices that you don't even have anymore, or just older backups from the same phone that you just don't need. So you can maybe find something in here to delete and free up some space if you need it. And you may even see things in here that are taking up more space than you thought. So you can go in and remove them to give yourself enough space to back up your device. And of course, if you do physical backups, like if you plug your phone into your computer and make a backup through Finder or through iTunes, you can also do that. It's the same as the iCloud backup. iCloud backups are just more convenient to do, and you don't need to plug it into a computer to restore from. So that's why I recommend that. But if you are old school and you like doing it through the computer, there's definitely nothing wrong with that. Now, the next thing we want to do is make sure that we have enough storage space to download and install the iOS 15 update. So if we go to our settings and go to general and then down to iPhone storage, you should see your storage right here. And for iOS 15, there's actually a first in the history of iOS, and that is that Apple is only requiring 500 megabytes of free space to install this update. So before, it would take like 5 to 6 gigabytes of available storage to update to the latest major iOS release. But now, with iOS 15, Apple is only requiring 500 megabytes of free space, which is awesome. So most people probably have 500 megabytes of free space. If you're on a 16 gigabyte device, you may have a challenge with that. Even 500 megabytes, I know how that struggle is, but you can find things to remove to be able to get up to that 500 megabyte mark. All right, so once you have all of your data backed up via iCloud or your computer, and you also have enough available storage to update to iOS 15, you are now ready to update. So now all you need to do is go into your settings, and then let's go to general and then to software update, and you should see iOS 15 populate. So it's going to be a pretty large update. It's probably not going to be quite as large as mine at 6 gigabytes, but it will be a pretty large size. And once you get to this screen, you will see that the download and install button is right here, but it will be grayed out if your battery life is less than 50%. So I would highly recommend plugging your phone into a charger while it's updating, and before you even start the update process, I would also make sure you are connected to Wi-Fi. So you can download software updates over cellular, but I would highly recommend doing it over a Wi-Fi connection. So you'll see iOS 15 right here, and you can tap on learn more to see all of the new features, but I did make a video showcasing all of these new features, which will be a lot more entertaining than going through and reading all of these bullet points right here. So once you see this, just go ahead and tap on download and install and put in your passcode, and you'll have to agree to the terms and conditions right here, agree again, and it will begin the update. So this could take some time because usually at first, when everybody is downloading iOS 15 at the first time, the server is taking a hit and it takes quite a while, but just be patient and give it some time. And while you're in here, you can also go up to the automatic update section right here, and you could turn on automatic updates if you want to. So you can download and install iOS updates automatically. Now, me personally, I like having this disabled because, I don't like updating to every latest version without even checking what's included. And that's another reason you guys watch my videos as well, to see if you should update to the next version or not. So I would turn this off if I were you, but that is up to you. And so once you finish downloading iOS 15, you will see a home screen that looks very similar to iOS 14, but we do have quite a few changes. And if you go down to the control center, you will see first off, we have the focus modes. We have some different icons here in the control center. We have some different icons on the home screen as well, like for weather, and maps has a new icon as well. There are a lot of small and also a lot of pretty large changes here in iOS 15 as well. And again, if you want to see all of those new features, I will have that video linked up in the cards and down in the description below. And then also one thing I did want to mention, after updating to iOS 15, I would go into your settings right here and then go to your iCloud and then go to iCloud again and then go to iCloud Backup. And you might want to make sure that iCloud Backup over cellular is disabled. So if you're on a newer device like an iPhone 12 or newer, you will see an option here under backup that says backup over cellular. And that's for 5G iPhones. That's why I said the iPhone 12 and newer, those can back up over 5G, but I would disable that just because that's going to take up a lot of data and a lot of battery life. I would just keep that to Wi-Fi only. I would only want to have an iCloud backup initiate when connected to Wi-Fi, not over 5G. So that's one setting you should definitely go ahead and change. And then also inside of iCloud, you will see the new private relay feature and the hide my email feature. Again, you can see all the new features though in my big iOS 15 what's new video, but that's just the basics, guys. That is how you can update to iOS 15 now. You can do it right now. It is released to everybody. And those are just some tips to make sure you do not lose any data and you update smoothly. So if you guys found this video helpful, I would appreciate if you gave it a thumbs up. And of course, also make sure to leave a comment down below if you installed iOS 15 and what device you installed iOS 15 on. And of course, I will have a ton of coverage coming here on iOS 15. You can find all of my latest videos on the software down there in the description below. But anyways, guys, thanks again for watching. Enjoy iOS 15, and I'll see you soon.